Hi. I'm so sorry, I'm a little bit croaky today, but I'm really motivated to tell you my story. Okay, I work in the media business since approximately 17 years now, most part of it in the digital media area, as a concept developer, business model developer, strategic consultant and manager. And I think I did really everything with great enthusiasm. But 1.5 years ago, I got a kind of business quarter-life crisis or something else. I woke up in the morning and I thought, oh, I have to change something. I cannot go further this way. This typical web agency business was over for me. I knew I had to do something else. I saw two ways to proceed. The first way was to develop my own business idea and to found a startup. And the second idea was to become an employee in a big IT company and go in this direction. At first, I thought I'd take the first option, but if I was thinking about an idea for myself, I had no idea. If somebody else is asking me, it was my business to develop business ideas for others. But for myself, I had no idea. And so I decided to take the second one. I wrote an email to a manager of a big IT company, and he reacted really within 10 minutes. I thought this was an auto-email reply or so, but it was really an answer. And he said, yeah, let's meet in 2 hours. And 2 hours later, I was sitting in front of him, and he said, well, Ms. Stromberger, we're searching open-minded people like you. If you are able to convince the executive board, you will get the job. Yeah, tell us a few business ideas. And I thought, in my first euphoria, I said, yeah, all right, I will try. And I went out, and I really regretted this. After a few days of research, I learned that they are doing really everything on the international level. And yeah, I didn't know how to proceed. I was kind of panicked, and I thought this will be the biggest disgrace in my life if I'm standing in front of this executive board and I have really boring ideas. But anyhow, I relaxed and I thought, okay, come on, Sandra, you developed so many business ideas in the past. At the end, it's always the same. There are 2 rules. Make your homework, make big research, and steal like a boss. There's so many good ideas in the world, you can take them and transfer them for yourself. This is what I did. I took one business industry from a business segment from them, industry. I didn't know nothing about it before, yeah? And I read everything I could get about it. I learned a lot. I learned that product development becomes more digital and open. The development of products with 3D software and other digital tools is already part of everyday life. Many open hardware platforms are coming up at the moment, like SparkFun, DiDrones, and others, enabling people to develop their own electrical stuff, hardware. It's like open software, but this is open hardware. And next big step in the development area. Second point is the supply chains and processes become more digitalized too. 3D printing, intelligent robotics, and open source electronics are the driving forces of this big change at the end. The trend goes from standardization towards customization, from modules towards components at the end. Third point I learned is individuals are able to produce their own stuff at the moment with 3D printers, CNC machines, laser cutters, and 3D scanners at the end. And there are 2 ecosystems arising at the moment. At the one hand, you have a community, the maker community or do-it-yourself community. They develop their own products like artificial lamps, drones, implants, robots, and so on their own. This is a big community with big fairs, magazines, platforms where they share their models and so on. And on the other hand, you have the production industry, which changes over to flexible production methods. They work more and more with robots and intelligent automatization procedures, enabling them to do mass production in an individualized way. So they produce a lot of products, and everything could look the other way, in another way, and it without higher costs. This is a big change. So I draw 4 conclusions for myself after I made a big research. This is a shortcut of it. Data become the raw material of the 21st century, which is clear in a digitalized world. People who are one of the first ones who get access to crucial and trend-setting information are the big winners now, because they know everything before the others, and they can decide before the others what they develop next. The second point is the new production methods like 3D printing, robotics, and so on, foster the transition from log stacking to individual production. Third point is the trend goes from low wage to the competitive advantage, rapid delivery and revival of local production, which I like this trend. The more and more factories are working with robots, and they don't need, or this is the trend, it's a black-white drawing, more or less. They don't need people anymore, and this means that the salary loses importance. And in a market like this, rapid delivery becomes more important at the end. The winner is the person who could deliver quicker than the others. And if we see this trend, at the end, if the production costs the same in China and in Europe, it would be useful to have the factory back in Vienna and to have a revival of the local production at the end. It's easier to transfer product from a local factory than from China. This is the point. And the fourth point is the value chain undergoes a radical change. This is the established basic model we know. The consumer buys the products at the retailer orders the product at the manufacturer, and the manufacturer lets the products produce in a low-wage country at the moment, and the factory in a low-wage country interacts with suppliers and logisticians. The second model is facilitated by the web. The web makes it easier to order products directly at the manufacturer. It's a kind of shortcut. And now we have 2 new models. Do-it-yourself models. This is the do-it-yourself model for big and complex products. It's still not possible to print the car or the house in the own garage, so you need a factory. But it's already possible to develop cars and motorcycles together with a manufacturer. Local Motors is doing this, for example, and this is the model for this case. And the second model is the model for simple and small products. If somebody is producing products at home with 3D printers, you have this case here. He can do everything alone, and he has only to interact with suppliers and logisticians to get new filaments for his 3D printer. So at the end, we have a big change in our economy, and I think we have really to act quickly now to be fit for the future. Sorry. My idea was to develop a marketplace, a digital marketplace for the development and production of custom-made products, providing outstanding services for all stakeholders, a platform for makers and the industry working together and to develop new products with interfaces to local production units, smart factories, micro-factories. So you develop your product, you say, okay, it's too big for me, and you order it directly in the micro-factory around the corner, more or less. This was my idea, and then I did my homework, and I checked more than 400 platforms, really, more than 400 marketplaces from the music industry, travel industry, and the production industry. These are only a few examples. And I came to the conclusion that we have a lot of marketplaces for this blue model, but we have nearly no model at the moment, a marketplace model for the pink model. And so I thought, okay, this is the point. This is the big USP for the future. I developed a big ecosystem, a marketplace with 4 makers and the industry. I stole good ideas from the travel industry, the music industry, and so on, and developed business cases for all of the different stakeholders, like smart factories, 3D manufacturers, software producers, and so on. And I presented this at the IT company. They were really impressed. This is only an overview. There was more. And they said they got me the job. And at first I was happy, but after a few months I thought, no, come on. I didn't start there, and at the end I cancelled it for my part because they were too slow in the setup of the pilot project. Yeah, this was the point. At the end I came back to this model, to the first option. I have to do now my own business, and the biggest problem at this point was that it was too big for me. It was really too big for me. I developed this ecosystem for a big IT company and not for Sandra Stromberger in Vienna. And yeah, what I did at first, I thought I threw it away, but then I decided to go further. I presented to different people, to experts in the industry sector, to people from different companies, and at the end I found a really good surrounding for my first pilot project, the DigitalCity Vienna initiative. This is an initiative driven by 150 ICT companies and the city of Vienna, and they try to promote the digital hotspot Vienna with different projects, education projects, startup projects, and so on. And one of these projects is now my project. And the name of this project is Industry Meets Makers. This is a challenge. We will start in September, and this is a new trial we try to a new collaboration, types of collaboration between the maker scene, free product developers, IT people from the free people being part of IoT networks and so on, developing their own products in their spare time, and with the production industry. Yeah, that's it. I'm really happy about it, and this is my first step towards a big picture at the end. Yeah, and at the end I had to add 2 new rules for me. At the beginning I thought I cannot do it, but I did it. I can only say, don't fear the bigness of your idea. You will find the perfect surrounding, present it to other experts, you will get feedback, and they talk to you, and every talk gives you a new idea or a new hint for a further step. And yeah, and just do it and run, and yeah, do it. Thank you.